I will fight for the right for Muhoozi to speak his nonsense, but not with that office. There's freedom of speech, and I'll fight for his right for freedom of speech. But the office of CDF is an office belonging to the people of Uganda. It carries with it authority. It's not an individual's decision. That authority is supposed to work to protect every citizen of Uganda and every person lawfully living in Uganda.
100%. No lie detected. Ladies and gentlemen, in a rare and remarkable show of unity, opposition forces from across Uganda's political spectrum yesterday stood shoulder to shoulder at a joint press conference to condemn the Muhoozi's growing lawlessness, impunity, and unchecked power. For many of the leaders gathered, this was actually personal. Several have either faced direct threats from Muhoozi or watched as political opponents became targets of his public attacks. Over the years, Muhoozi has issued shocking statements that you would wonder, is this coming in from the command of the defense forces? He openly celebrated the abduction, if not ordered the abduction, but openly celebrated the abduction of Dr. Kizza Besigye from Kenya, and he repeatedly continues to threaten him. He boasted about the death of NUP supporters, actually saying that he had led to murdering of NUP supporters. He's threatened to capture and unalive Bobi Wine. He's targeted PFF leader now, Elias Lukwago, attacked the president or the principal or the national coordinator, I think they refer to him as such, of the Alliance for National Transformation, Gregory Mugisha Muntu, and continues to issue threats against critics with seemingly little consequences. But this time around, you might argue, the opposition spoke with one voice. Among the striking moments came from UPC President Jimmy Akena, who reminded Muhoozi that while every Ugandan enjoys freedom of speech, the office of the Chief of Defense Forces is not a platform for what he described as his nonsense. And rightly so. His remarks echoed now the famous challenge by the leader of opposition, Joel Senyonyi, who a few days ago bluntly asked Muhoozi Kainerugaba, "Who the hell do you think you are?" As Muhoozi's controversies continue to dominate headlines, the question many Ugandans are now asking is whether anyone is able or prepared to hold him to account. The united front displayed by the opposition suggests, or it might look like, that patience is running out. But are they really serious? That's the most important question. Welcome to Mordecai Marissa Live.
You're watching Mordecai Marissa Live political commentary. Please consider subscribing to help grow Uganda's Voices of Struggle ecosystem. Thank you.
I cannot appreciate you enough for using your valuable time to always go on social media, break down things for people.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go on and watch the speeches that came in from different people. We started with Jimmy Akena, and I think Joel Senyonyi is going to be speaking here shortly.
Muhoozi abducts and tortures people. He has promised to kill Honorable Kyagulanyi and Dr. Kizza Besigye. He said he killed 22 NUP supporters and he wants to kill others. Muhoozi, who the hell do you think you are to break the law in a manner so wanton that for you, you think that the lives of Ugandans are in your hands? I'm going to kill this one. I'm going to abduct this one. And then you follow up on these threats. We are not going to be intimidated.
Good.
And for everyone to shrink when this man is breaking every law in the books.
Exactly.
It's not acceptable. And then after he has written all of this garbage that he writes, you see him post and say, "Me, I'm a descendant of Jesus Christ," as if to insinuate that his committing all these atrocities in the name of God.
You know, one of the things that I don't understand is the contradictions people live with. And that's exactly what Senyonyi was actually pointing to. How do you say that you're a descendant of Jesus Christ? He actually uses that Hollywood depiction of Jesus Christ as a white man, but he uses that image as his profile picture. How does he live with these contradictions? Jesus' message was built on reconciliation, forgiveness, unity, and love. This one, his persona is built on savagery and barbarism. Does he have in mind that, these positions are diametrically opposed? Jesus and barbarism plus savagery cannot be in one sentence. Maybe he doesn't have the brain cells to tell him that. I'm just asking questions.
I think the best way now to do, because we have agreed that no one now can take on Museveni alone. Not even the Common Man's Party.
Okay.
I don't think for us we can even shake him.
You're gonna allow me jump this forward. I'm sorry, I don't take this man seriously. I think he's a joker because now that he's been given a platform, these are political opportunists, and I'm sorry. Look, I am all for coalition. I'm all for unity. I truly understand. But I believe this man is a schemer. With stuff he's been saying in the past, I think as far as like last week, he doesn't believe any of things that he's going to say there. So save me the drama from this guy. Let's go to Jimmy Akena. That Bidi. Is he, what's his name? I don't even want to know.
We are making ourselves late. Thank you very much.
You realize that even when he started speaking, he's like, we have found out that we cannot defeat Museveni. All to him is always competition.
Observed. I think the question of humility is relative. And there's a time to be humble and there's a time not to be humble. And I am quite sure with the blessings of everybody here, this is not one of the times to be humble. We have been humble, but under such circumstances, this is a time where we need to speak and we need to speak clearly. What has happened of late is a colleague who were here last time celebrating Kizza at 70. Now, a colleague who is heading a political party with representation in parliament is picked in a very strange circumstance. And then a leader is boasting on a public forum of torture. This is not the Uganda I subscribe to. This is not the Uganda we aspire to. We cannot be having a Uganda where we don't respect one another. I know from the side of opposition, every party which has representation, or even those who didn't get representation, the struggle which we went through to get what we have. The numbers which are there are not representative of the true will of the people of Uganda. That is an honest truth. We all know it. But still, this party came through, has representation on the floor of the National Assembly of Uganda, and still you can treat its leader like, I don't know, because any citizen of Uganda does not deserve that treatment.
Looking at Jimmy Akena speak, really, you can see him sort of struggling to create a new emotion, because some of the actions of Muhoozi Kainerugaba are indefensible. That sadness and anger and fury are not emotional enough to express how you feel. So that's why he goes on to say, I don't know. This is him struggling to be like, how did we get to this point? That was Jimmy Akena.
Even a criminal does not deserve treatment like that.
Exactly.
A criminal needs to be treated respectfully and charged according to the law. Now we're standing here discussing issue of politics. This is our country.
Exactly. Wonderful speech. Let's go on and listen in to the speech from David Louis Lubongoya. Is right here.
Thank you very much. May the leaders come for a picture, a group picture. Going on, even yesterday, our brother Natumanya Andrew, commonly known as Tabs, was picked up from Kamocha, and up to now we don't know where he is. Very unfortunate and extreme breakdown of the rule of law. So the National Unity Platform, including our President, Robert Sentamu Kyagulanyi, stand firmly in solidarity with PFF, with whatever is going on with the leadership. It is very clear and apparent that the intention is to sow fear, to make sure that the population is cowed down and all that. But those of you who have read history know that this might be just a calm before the storm. So the dictators who use extreme violence, a lot of impunity, always think that, you know, they have, that the people have capitulated. But maybe that is the pathway they are paving for the people of Uganda to rise up and put an end to this.
Exactly. Look, one of the things that usually engulfs dictators is this mindset that, you know what, I am almighty and there's no threat that can come towards my direction. It is a certain level of delusion that comes as a result of being too much drunk on power. You start convincing yourself with some things that are 100% illusionary and delusional. It is really, really sick. It's evil. Like, it's so grotesque. You live in a world where you look at yourself as the most powerful. That's why I've always told you, it is delusion, but as maybe some, you know, I've always told you that I want you to pay attention when Museveni is speaking at events outside of Uganda. He's a coherent, he's a cogent, he's a cohesive communicator, straight to the point. But the moment he's speaking to Uganda, he's laid back, he's restrained, he's drinking tea or whatever bushera, and then he's sneezing and coughing and, you know, condescending and, I mean, boastful, bragging, ridiculing. I mean, it's everything bad. So I want to ask, is it delusional or selective delusion, where you delude yourself, you choose, okay, now that I'm speaking to Ugandans, because Museveni, when he's meeting world leaders, he bows to them. He fears them. But when it comes to Uganda, oh, I am a modern day king. Yet, like Lubonga is saying, that delusion might be a thing that is paving way to Ugandans to topple the criminal regime. Brilliant.
Because definitely this situation will not end until we, the people of Uganda, say enough is enough.
Exactly.
And that is why we talk about the United Forces of Change. You have seen today they pick up someone from NUP, the following day they pick up someone from PFF. The other day they pick up. So nobody is safe in this country until all of us realize that we are, until we all become safe, nobody can say that they are safe.
And I think one of my greatest disappointments, and I usually look in the mirror, so I'm not blaming any person right here. One of my greatest disappointment in me and in other folks on the opposition is how we have failed to create a formidable force that unites all forces of change. And I know Museveni has played into this, you know, by creating this bickering within the opposition, by buying them off or sending spies to pretend as though they are opposition. But still, that should be a formidable forces of change. Looking at what Museveni has done as far as ruining our country, there's no excuse that we've not united. At least the most powerful and vocal. Look, take a look at the 2026 elections. Like, what refused the PFF to join Bobi Wine? What really? Or the Alliance for National Transformation? Or what failed the rest of other folks in 2016, 2011, to all of them to join Dr. Kizza Besigye. Many of them who are actually on the opposition side. I'm not talking about Nobati Mao, who pretty much looked like they were schemers from the word go. But what? What really? We have failed ourselves. We have to get to a point where United Forces of Change is not mere rhetoric when it is actions. Please, Ugandans are yearning for that. Now we're headed for 2000 when, if there's an election, I hope there will be one. We're going to get there and you're going to hear conversations of should we unite? Ugandans are saying yes. And uniting usually, I know it is complex, not as easy as I'm trying to present it. There's a lot of things involved in uniting behind one person. But for the sake of the country, for the sake of ending this impunity and lawlessness, can we do it for once and for all? I know it's heartbreaking to me and to you, I'm sure.
It is very unfortunate to have a CDF who behaves in this manner. I don't think any public official in the world behaves in this manner. I don't think anybody can boast in torture, take victims, captives, take pictures of them, share them on social media. It's crazy.
Yeah, you heard that sort of laughter? Like, it's not laughter. It's desperation and desire to create a new emotion. Do you laugh? Do you cry? Do you do both at the same time? Like, what Muhoozi is doing is beyond insanity.
And what, of course, annoys me and surprises me is to see some people cheering him on.
Yeah, those are dunderheads. Like, I don't even have a word to describe them. I mean, there's a certain level of stupidity that I cannot imagine. Okay, lastly, let's watch Ali Salaso, and then I'll give my comment on my suggestion here.
Is about torture, and the nation kept quiet. Today, fear is being put on all of us so that we do not speak up. So we are here to speak up.
Exactly.
We are here to tell the CDF that Mr. CDF, for whatever it is worth, what you're doing to this country is wrong. And that the country belongs to all of us. And we are here to stay. And we are not going to watch you because President Museveni is your father, because you are the CDF. We are not going to watch you run down this country.
Now, she says we're not going to watch you run down this country. 100%. She's talking. And look, I don't have any problem with talking. I do. All I do is talk. Run my mouth, flap my gums. That's what I do. But what do our leaders have in store for us? We cannot stop at talking. And look, I'm not saying talking is bad. That's where everything starts. But we cannot stop at talking. What do they have in store for the opposition, for the disenfranchised Ugandans? That's the question. Really, we've talked. And I think Museveni and Muhoozi are pretty much getting to a point where they'll be like, okay, we can do what we want. All these people will do is talk and talk and talk. To quote Mose Radio, they will talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. They will talk, but they can't do the work. Come on, we can do something. Here is my suggestion. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, talking is very important. That's where everything starts. But can we try something that we've not tried for quite some time? And one of the actions I'm suggesting is boycott. And why am I suggesting boycott? It is one of the least nonviolent actions you can take. If our leaders are able to engage in this thing, we have not done this. And this is a weapon. These are some of the instruments we can use to make our voices be heard by the Museveni criminal regime. And what do we boycott? Like I said, consumer boycotts. These are lawful consumer boycotts, where our leaders can use the resources they have to identify some of the businesses that are supporting the Museveni criminal regime. Publish them. Tell the people that, you know what? You see all these actions that are being done by Muhoozi Kainerugaba and Museveni, they are being aided and abated by businessman and businesswoman so and so. And that can be an action we can use. That's a pinch they will feel when a pinch is in the pocket. So let's use boycott. 2, media boycotts. 2, we have media stations in Uganda that have pretty much become propaganda tools for the Museveni criminal regime and for Muhoozi. All they do is image laundering. All they do is normalization. All they do is water down the atrocities, the lawlessness, and the criminality of Muhoozi Kainerugaba. How about you folks within the opposition? Identify these media stations and let's try that. Tell people, do not watch this TV. Let this be a song sung by the Alliance for National Transformation, by the People's Front for Freedom, by the National Unity Platform, by the Uganda People's Congress. Let it be everywhere. Let's have placards, flyers where they say, do not listen to this radio station. Do not listen to them. That, they will feel it. Okay, let's try to boycott public events. Tell people when you're invited on events where Muhoozi simps, minions, lackeys, and enablers are, do not go there. Tell people not to attend. This culture of, my friend across the aisle, we may sit together, we may disagree, but we have to sit together. At what point do we disagree? To what extent? Understand, to what extent are we disagreeing? It is the extent where your guy is threatening to kill me. That is not just mere disagreement. That is a threat to my life. So we need to boycott public events where these people are. There's no way I'm going to sit with Kabanda. I'm not going to have to sit on a conversation when you go on TV and you have Kabanda there. Boycott. Don't sit with him. Boycott funerals. Boycott any event. These are actions we can do. 3, we can actually do this. As now you have said, let this not just be a mere press conference, like a usual routine. We're going to have a press conference. Let's talk about what Muhoozi has done. No. From there, let's have coordinated actions of solidarity. And what could this be? They can be organized in regions. For example, Alice Alaso, I want to believe she has influence in her region. If we have like a coordinated action of solidarity, Alice Alaso is going to be leading us in her region where we're going to have a press conference. We're going to organize an event where we are going to be playing footage of lawlessness and impunity of Muhoozi Kainerugaba. Let's tell people of Sebe, of Teso, of Ankole about all these things. Or we can look at groups. Who has influence on what type of people? Maybe Muhoozi Kainerugaba, Gregory Mugisha Muntu might be a person who can actually meet the veterans in Luwero who have been disenfranchised for quite some time. And if Gregory Mugisha Muntu, as a veteran, says, I'm going to meet all of you guys, then you have Bobi Wine and Louis Lubonga and others joining him. These are the coordinated actions of solidarity where we go together. And then there's public declarations. Let this not just be a mere press conference that a usual one that has been called because Elias Lukwago has been abducted. Let's go from there. Let's go and make public declarations. Let's say maybe every month. The opposition will be meeting, and while we make a public declaration. And we have leaders making these public declarations, or we can actually invite prominent figures as well, musicians, businessmen, and other people to join us. Or national days of reflection and mourning, we can create them. For what Muhoozi has done, let's continue pinching him to remind him of his atrocities. Like I've played you, I think a few weeks ago, one of the ways we confront these people and make them sort of reflect on their actions is by using shame. Expose what they're doing. Show them their lawlessness, their cruelty. Show it in their own eyes. They may have a second heart. They may have a second thought. So let this just not be a mere other press conference where we condemn, which is good. That's what I do. I'm not doing these things. And if you don't do them, I won't blame you. Because at the end of it all, I'm not doing it. I'm in the USA, speaking from the comfort of my apartment. If you don't. But for those who are going to do this, how about we walk that talk? I believe we can. Yes. And yes, indeed. I hope you guys are having a wonderful time. That is Mordecai Morisa live for you. Let me know if you really enjoyed this one. Okay. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know. You could suggest more ideas. Write them in the comment section. I know for sure our leaders are listening. And these are suggestions from the Ugandan people. So don't just watch. Bobi Wine might be watching this video, or Mugisha, Muntu, or David Louis Lubongoya, or Joel Senyonyi. They might watch this video and be like, what are Ugandan people thinking? And don't just be like, okay, I'll just watch and hide. There's so many people I know for sure. Ugandans will be like, I'll watch, but I'll never comment. I'll never comment. I'll never like. I am sophisticated. This is my genius. I don't comment. I don't like. That's my power. My name is Mordecai Morisa. Please don't be that person, okay? I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye for now.
Did you enjoy what you just watched?
I'm sure they did.
I'm going to guess that you did. How about you consider subscribing to Mordecai Morisa Live YouTube channel? Thank you.